just had a nor'easter come through here, and it's actually really darn cold for May. So we'll take advantage of the cool day to start taking down the frames from the winter cover. And then we could put up our mast for our steadying sail. There's also a lot of pollen around, so you'll see me wearing my mask just because it helps me from sneezing and have allergy issues. So here we go, fun. Alright, so we've taken down the ribs, and now this piece here is actually the main mast for our sailing dinghy, which is a Blue Jay. And so we got to take that off next. There's the Blue Jay. Yes, dear.
Sorry, I get carried away, or I'm retarded.
Yeah.
This works quite well. The cover is made out of 3/4 inch EMT electrical tubing, thin wall tubing, and we bend it. As you can see, it's out on the dock. We tie the matching pairs of ribs together, and we bent them very carefully with amazing precision.
Almost pitched the wife into the water once or twice.
With Donna on one side of the pole and I'm on the other, and together we push like this. If Donna was here, we push like this on one of these piles, and we just push it just enough to give it a little bit of a turn. Then you do another one, another one, another one. The problem is, once you bend these things, they don't want to unbend gracefully. So you always do the largest, the most gentle bend first, because if you screw that up, you can use it for some of the tighter bends later. Although we got pretty good at it. I almost did pitch you in the water once, because you have to both step on the piece of tubing at the same time.
Push, yeah.
Entertaining,
Yeah,
but
no. It was very cold, if I remember.
It's always cold. It's always freezing when we do this.
Yeah.
And this cover, those frames are, I want to say 10 years old, maybe not quite.
They're pretty old. Yeah.
But they'll last and last. They're under the cover, so they're out of the weather.
That's pretty.
All right, you're gonna have to get off that step and then lift the step up a little bit.
Okay.
Good. All right. Good. But it all fits together. It's a nice little puzzle, and it works quite well.
It does.
Okay, if you can lift yours up, good. And I'll take this right through here. I'll put it right in its mouth. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, hang on.
Hang in.
Get this off. The polypropylene insulation we use does not like the heat gun involved.
Melted.
Wait.
Wait. Okay.
Good. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Oh, she's starting to look a little bit more like herself. We still don't have the mast up, and the wind's picking up, so we may finish that off tomorrow. So these are the AMT tubing that we use to make the cover frame. And as you can see, it breaks down pretty small. We still have to plant our garden, so that's our next thing. Jim's working on the solar panels. They're usually farther outboard under the or above the cover that we put up. He moves them inboard to keep the snow loads off of them because the cover arches down and tightens up along the edges there. Well, it's the next day. It got really windy yesterday, so we decided to put off raising the mast until today, and I think so far it looks perfect. So first we have to put up the canvas cover, and then we can prepare to raise the mast. And Jim's really good at it. He used to do it alone when I was working. First thing we have to do is get our canvas cover up so that we can have the placements for the pieces of the stays that come through the cover. If we tried to put up the mast first, we wouldn't be able to get the cover up. So I got the cover out. It's showing its age. We made this cover probably 10 years ago. Has some fun racing stripes down the middle.
So, what you do is you lift this up carefully.
And the wind's coming up.
I felt that.
Go forward some more. Look, on this side, Jim has installed a U-bolt and an antenna mount here, and he's doing likewise on this side.
Cover has to go on, so these have to come off every year. It's kind of a pain. You have to hang by your toenails up here.
Yeah.
And once again, to our viewers, you can always just take up golf. It's a lot cheaper.
But you can't live on a golf course.
No,
well,
but
unless you buy one of those houses. But
chasing a ball around in some grass once a week is a lot easier than this.
But
So,
I like this better.
well, it's a different thing. It makes you a different person. We've been doing this for decades, so we're to the point where we did put this on right side up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that just, sorry, got distracted there. So this stuff is all, this is the chain plate for the mast. It's a little undersized as far as I'm concerned, but it's welded onto these plates here. Welded onto these plates, which are part of this frame. It's a nice, it's a fairly sturdy arrangement, which is good because if it screws up, the mast falls down on your head.
Goes boom.
It goes boom, and not a good boom.
Not
it's not
a
a
good
4th
boom.
of July boom.
No, it's
Not a
bad.
celebratory boom.
No.
It's a
Oh my
holy
God.
crap! I'm glad I wasn't there. I would have been killed. Boom.
Yeah.
So what we're doing here is these are nice fittings. I'm not sure who makes this. It's this fitting, the aluminum plate that it supports, and then this goes on
Underneath.
and then lock washers and the nut. And this is 1/4 so it's about as small as it should be really for something like this, as far as I'm concerned. It's not that the material isn't strong, it's just it's stainless, 1/4 stainless, and they cut threads into it, which greatly weakens it and also creates fracture points in the material.
Now we have the cover on. It's kind of loose still. We didn't want to tighten it completely till we get everything set.
We want to make sure we tighten the mounts for the solar panels are right above this. Right now everything's floating in there to figure out exactly where it all goes, because it's kind of a little bit like a Chinese puzzle. All these bits and pieces coming together.
Yeah. But it works.
Kind of works, yeah. I don't know if we'll put the radar up.
The radar goes on this piece right here. All right, brake and then mast.
Brake, and then we'll try to get the mast out without killing ourselves, other people, the mast itself.
Okay, sounds like a
This thing's
plan.
really dirty, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
I heard some clomping there.
Yeah. You want to come here and help me some more?
Sure thing. All right, I see my honey has got
antenna right there.
antenna right there.
Tucked in behind the windshield. Yeah.
Got it.
Good.
All right, so my honey has put the mast in his handy dandy mast holder.
There isn't enough room. The mast, the tabernacle at the bottom that holds the mast, is
This guy.
is hinged very nicely, and we could lower this, excepting the dinghy's in the way, and which would be fine. Let's move the dinghy. Well, the problem is
If we move the dinghy with the mast.
we use the dinghy. You're good. So we have to jump through some hoops. The mast doesn't weigh, it's less than 100 pounds. It doesn't weigh very much, but we have to inch it up and hold it, inch it, and then slowly bring it up into its
Upright and locked position.
its upright and locked position. It actually goes here.
Right, I showed them
Oh, you showed them that.
the base
Okay.
already.
Now they know.
Yes, now they know.
All right, and the best thing to do before you do this is make sure the antenna, which goes on the top of the mast, is actually on
In
the
place.
top of the mast. And then you've got to cut lines like this.
Right.
Otherwise, you
Yeah,
with a knife over your head.
not a good thing.
There. If you could pick up the mast down on the foredeck and lift it up, we'll slowly work this line under it.
Ready?
Yep. All right. And hang on. And
I don't think it's...
again. And one more. Okay, we're down on the thing there. All right. Let me tighten up this line.
Okay. So we actually slide the base of the mast. Hold on, you got a bit of a tangle here. We actually slide the base of the mast on a piece of 1/8 inch plywood.
If we had any sense, we'd have something better. But
Since when have we had sense?
we've moved, yes, we take up golf. I think we
All right.
covered that already.
Yeah. So I need to.
Yeah, just help me push it, pull this up. Put it up as high as we can.
All right.
That's it.
I got this.
All right, just tie this. We'll put the shrouds on.
Yeah.
I think they'll fit here. So we've got to loosen all these lines because the shrouds, everything's bound together on the mast, so it can't come loose. And it really pays to stop and think about what you're doing because you'll screw up.
As we have done on multiple occasions.
Well, but not badly.
Not badly. No one's been
The
mangled
bad,
too badly.
a bad screw up is somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
You drop it on somebody. Somebody has just. You got to stop and think. They'll have their line caught around their leg, and something goes wrong, and they go flying or falling in the water in the winter,
Yeah.
which is
Deadly.
always an iffy proposition. Yeah. All right.
All right, we are
so,
freed up.
Let me see if I can put the shrouds up. Free up this guy here. It's still bound down there.
Yep, I got it.
Okay.
It's not one of the rounder ones. It's one of the uppy
Now
down.
this is the front of the mast, right? This is called a steaming light. When you're underway, this is I think it's 270 degree light, like this that shines in the front. And then lower down there's red and green lights on either side, and that tells other people which direction you're going. And then there's also a stern light, but that's on the stern.
Very good.
I told you, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can get this up. Grab here is usually easier.
Grab there.
Well, you do this way.
Wait. Okay.
Let me just free this up. Hold it.
Holding.
We took this guy off.
Yep.
Now we'll just manhandle it from here.
Okay.
All right.
Holding.
Just put your foot on the bottom of it. I'll push it up. Yep. It's gonna want to flip up.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Now, would you go down and tie the forestay
Yep. Fine for stay.
so it doesn't fall on our heads?
You'll have to, of course, tighten that later. But
Right. All right, I'm gonna pick this up, and if you can position it.
Okay, that's it.
No, good.
Alrighty. Good.
Good. All right.
Alrighty. So,
So the mast is up.
yeah, and we gotta get the pins in.
Yeah. Typically, if it doesn't go in, the problem isn't that you're hitting it too softly.
No, it usually means something's not aligned. It looks pretty good.
It does, doesn't it?
I know.
Put it back here then.
That one, oh, that one's going in better than I thought. Wait, it's at a weird angle.
Yep,
It's
I know.
angling up. There you go. That's a little better. You have a screwdriver? I can push
Hang
it
on,
down.
let me see what I can do here.
too low. A little better. That's pretty good. If you're giving me a flat, I can push it down.
Oh, this is fun. I'm having fun.
You're having fun. You're not taking it too high.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so let me try that. All right, it's through. Let's see if it goes through the other side. Not quite making it on the other side, the outer one.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we have a mast. Woohoo! So
I'm hungry, honey.
you're hungry.
Ah.
All right.
All right.
Don't eat those. All right, time for the boom.
So it's lashed white
6 ways to Sunday.
white ways to Sunday, but you never know what's going to happen if you lose the cover in the middle of winter and it's blowing 60 knots. You don't want anything to be able to work at all.
Right.
It's heavy. This weighs half what the mast does,
Yeah.
which is good because it gets real tremendous bending loads on it.
Right. The this particular rig was upgraded by the original owner, I believe. He wanted it to be taller and beefier so that he could have a bigger steadying sail. And we found that steadying sail actually gives us like a half a knot of speed. So it's a nice thing to have. And not only do we use the boom for the steadying sail, we use it to lift our toys up, our kayaks, our dinghy, and sometimes large loads.
We used to just pick up the dinghies by hand, pick them up and put them in the boat, and they're not that heavy. They're 50 or 60 pounds. But
As we get older.
well, and it's clumsy and awkward.
Right.
When you put it on here, we'll show you later, we have a 5-to-1 pulley, so the kayak now weighs 10 pounds instead of 50 or 60 or 70 for mine,
Right.
I think.
Right. All right, so we have to move the Bruce.
Yeah. This is the end of the boom, the clue end.
So you do have a clue.
Yes, dear, I have a clue.
Uh-huh. You walked right into that one.
Oh, just untie the anchor. The anchor here is a 30 kilogram, with basically 70 pounds, original Bruce, which we think is the best anchor.
Good.
But it is a bit awkward.
So that's free, that's free, that's free.
All right, I think we just pick it up.
Yep.
Okay, good. Put it on. Ooh. Oh.
All right. Up we go.
You push it on for 2 minutes.
Yep.
This is the topping lift. What's the line underneath? I guess the main sheet.
Yes. Ready to raise?
Yeah. That's good. A little bit more. I think that's about it. Let me see. So these lines are what we use to lift this big boat, the Blue Jays, about 250 or probably more like 300, all tricked out. And then the kayaks, we use this to raise and lower the kayaks, which works a treat. And that, I don't know if you can see it, is the mast that goes in the
Blue Jay.
in the Blue Jay sailing thing. Blue Jay is a
This
proper
one.
Blue Jay is a proper sailboat. It's 13 and a half by 14, almost 5 feet wide, flat bottom. We carried water in it once, and we had like
A
800 pounds of water,
Yeah.
plus us, and the boat seemed to sail fine.
It did.
It was very nice and stable.
It was very stable.
What we've done is there are a lot of unruly lines here. This is the forward jib sheet, I guess.
Yeah, a halyard.
Halyard, sorry. And then this is
the topping.
that's the topping lift that lifts the
sheet.
stuff up there. And then this is the pulley system. You can see the pulley, and then the pulley attachment has a line that comes down. And then you have this second pulley here, which then lifts up the dinghy. This looks complicated, and it's nice if all the lines are different. Like this one's got a red, this is blue and red. That one's blue and red too. Wait a minute.
Yeah, we got.
Well, no, I remember when I had Rex make this up for me.
Yeah.
And that's all he had.
Rex
But
is our local
what we did,
marine store.
yeah, Rex in Norwalk's a very good
Yeah.
buddies there. We've known them for decades. What we did was we just added these eyes, and it makes trying to get all these lines out of the way so much better.
Yeah.
Just a simple thing like this can make a huge difference, and we don't underestimate it, because if these lines are like under here, you can't get at them, or if they're laying in a pile on the floor, you're going to get you're going to get your feet caught in them and land on your face when you fall.
Yeah.
And did you give them a quick of the cover?
A little bit.
Okay.
Now you might want to show them what I'm doing. We have slapping halyard syndrome, which
Yeah.
I hate. So I'm.
What happens if the halyards, these are halyards, and they come right down next to the mast, and the wind will take them and slap them and just make a horrendous din. So Donna ties them off. She's funny that way.
I am. Haha, funny.
All right, here.
All right. Well, the rig is all set, and we're ready for the summer season of 2025. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please subscribe and like. Thank you.